Can I have your attention for a minute?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
It's sad to be how Uncle Will felt when them bricks came in. At the low end dock, watching the 18-wheeler back in. Unload them and get them loaded. Flood the streets, my shit was potent. And I still can move 100 on short notice. Notice that plug talk. Only cuz understand when the plug talk. Front door service, we can't let that plug walk. Like fresh ones out the box, my shit ain't stepped on. If you ain't getting it like that, then boy, your plug off. And my brick's soft, and I'm my own boss. I went straight to the source, I had to cut costs. The middleman was trying to tax something. Made a call to Duval and told LaPoo, let's get this trap jumping. And all he said was say less, cuz you send me something. Now I'm 95 North, bumping like it's sipping cold water. Every time I record it, got a panoramic view like them Porsches. Yeah.
Welcome to Trappin Ain't Dead, another day, another dollar peep game. It's your boy Munch. I'm here with my co-host, Janey, Trap Bae.
Hey Munch, happy social distancing.
I know, man. There's some new shit. There's some like real life new shit. This shit
me
is
and
wild.
you would never part type shit. We touching through the, kissing me through the phone.
Yeah,
type
all that shit. Hell no, man. You shout out, dog.
That's what like literally I seen somebody say Soulja Boy had it right when he said that shit, because we all kissing through the phone right now.
Man, look,
metaphorically.
Boy, this new normal shit. Wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's shit wild right now, man. Like, really everything slowed down. You know me, I stay on the move. Like, I'm like quarantined to the house and to the, you know what I'm saying? Like, I walk around the whole neighborhood like a basa now. Everybody be looking like, why Munch just walking out the street? You know what I'm saying?
Everybody doing that shit now. We all done turned into the fucking steeplechase at the trap meet, going round and round and round. You fucking walking and shit. You during the race walking shit around your neighborhood.
Man, you know, but you know what? I think it's brought a lot of attention to the importance of mental health.
Oh, yeah.
Understand? And how people really, they like, nah, we can't be locked up in here, man. Like this ain't the move. You feel me? In so many words. So I don't know, man. It's just been a thing for me. You know what I mean? Like one of those things. Like, all right, dog.
Like how specifically, like, has life changed for you? Because for me, it's been an adjustment, to say the least.
For me, the change has been pretty much like I've shifted from doing production, a lot of production work, to now doing like what I call like remote production. So I'm on a Zoom call, but I'm handling the technical aspect of the Zoom call, or like somebody doing a live stream. I've been getting like a shitload of doing a shitload of live stream consultations, and like how do you get stream without buffering and doing all those different type of, you know, scenarios. So, you know, me being a nerd and, you know, studying tech and a lot of that stuff just like paid off. Like some stuff is like perfect timing for me because I did do my CCNA certifications.
Nice.
But other things is like, and it, you know, I like I was telling with Ben, I didn't really get, I don't know.
Oh, you mean like on Ben's post, he commented like, what would you have done different in 2020?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And but other than that, man, it's just the main thing is staying my ass in the house, developing a routine that kind of like shifts my mind from being like, I may be in a space where like when I wake up in the morning, I literally go work out in the morning and I come back home, do all my personal stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, wash your face, brush your teeth, all that shit.
Look at you, high performer. You're waking up in the mornings?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I know, right?
I'm not.
But you know, I've been on, you know, it's been an adjustment for me because it's not been too much of an adjustment, to be honest, because, you know, I've been doing this entrepreneurship thing since October. So like my biggest thing was always getting a routine, and then my room is like my office. So like I have to create like trick my mind sometimes to tell myself like, you're in your office, you're not home. So like that's the whole thing of me going to go work out in the morning, go, you know what I'm saying, then come back home, do all the personal stuff, eat, and then once I eat, it's like, no, you're in your office. Now you got to work. You got this.
Oh, I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
As fuck.
You know, whether it's live stream, I'm literally like taking calls all day, whether it's live stream consulting, and then we trying to do some things through all like Minds Media. Like we just did a small business webinar with Robert Jones. We're gonna do another one, and then just working, trying to make the best of the situation. How's it been for you?
For me, it's been a huge adjustment as far as like dealing with the fact that all my work and all the stuff that I was doing for my clients halted. So for me, there's no extra money coming in. There's no anything going on, because what I was doing outside of High Low News for my clients was marketing and advertising and sales. One was for an event, Sweet Heat, that got pushed back to October. It was supposed to be in May. So no one's taking calls for event sponsorships right now because we don't know what that looks like. And then the small business that I was working for, they had to stop all the work they're doing. So they're not advertising and marketing right now. And then as far as High Low News was concerned, I think I just wanted to take a mental break. Like, it was just too much. And I literally was like, fuck it, I can't deal. So literally I came back to see my boyfriend. I'm in Connecticut right now. I came back like right as they said Jazz in the Gardens was ending. Was being canceled. So March, when it was 17th or whatever, came up here and literally have done little to nothing. I literally was just trying to get my mind right.
Nigga, stop lying. You got that cut though. Don't think niggas forgot.
Oh, the haircut. Oh, I forgot. Y'all, so some of y'all just checking in. But that was something that was in place. You stupid. Anyway, and I was going to do that this summer. And I just sped it up because I was like, well, let me just play with it, and since I'm in the house or whatever, and get used to it.
I ain't gonna lie. That shit's sexy as fuck.
Oh, like, thank you.
That shit.
Thank you.
Taunters don't shoot. Don't kill me, bro. I ain't trying to go down like that.
He likes it a lot, and he was a little bit nervous about.
Niggas always nervous, boy.
No. He wasn't nervous about the haircut. He was nervous about the design in my head because he felt like that looked butchy. And and when he saw it, he was like, "Oh, it's sexy." So that was cool. But honestly, I think a lot of people. And I'm glad we're bringing it up. Like, a lot of people aren't talking about the mental toll that is taken on people like small businesses who did lose income, who are having to lay off employees. Like, I had just hired or contracted my personal assistant, not personal assistant, but business assistant. I couldn't continue that contract anymore. And that like fucking took me out. So literally for a month, I've been slowly building myself up to get even to this point to even talk to you. Like, even when we did that, the virtual
the trap social, virtual trap social,
like, I wasn't really 100% in. Like, I just wasn't there mentally. I haven't hardly been on social media. I'll come in once a day, maybe post something, and I leave. I've just been really vegging out and binge watching a lot of TV shows, trying to get my mind right. And another thing too that really depressed me was I was in the process of switching my business model from for High Low News, and I was going to actually transition out all of my marketing clients and stop doing that, or hand it over to my assistant and have her manage it totally. And I was going to move to a membership-based business model where I was going to do a Kickstarter and look for investors, and I was going to launch that in June. JD and I, who were on the show, we had talked about it. We had plans. I talked to accountants, so I was in a place of planning that. And then this shit hit literally like that Monday. I had a call with the accountant, with JD. By fucking Thursday, the country shut down. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, everything I had planned to do is now postponed. And so something that I saw, if the campaign would have been successful, would have been upwards of like, no real shit, like $20,000 a month if I would have hit my goal of the membership. And so now I'm at zero. And now I'm trying to figure out, do I even want to still do this? Is the world going to be even prepared for this model? Is it going to bounce back in time? Do I just want to fucking go off the grid and just go be a housewife and y'all don't see me again? Like, I know these are real fucking talks, like, that I've had. And I'm just really like I really had to pull myself back up and be like, okay, no, bitch, you had the job, you had a good job at iHeart, you liked it enough, loved it sometimes, but you eventually got bored with it and frustrated and depressed with it because it wasn't your passion. So you're just going to end right back there in a couple of years if you do that. So I had to pull myself up. And then I seen Ernisha post something about like business and what she's done, and it made me remember where she was when I first met her, almost like 10 years ago, when because me and her sister Sarah competed in Miss Miami Gardens pageant in like 2012, and so seeing where their business was then into where they are now, and I was like, okay, just don't give up. And so honestly too, like doing this is getting me back into like normal flow of things. So I think I'm just getting my mental health back together. And I haven't been able to talk to my therapist. So it's really been like every day, like a fucking mental battle. Like I'm every morning, like fucking having to tell myself every day, like, you're worthy, you could do this, don't give up. And it is just enough. And sometimes I feel bad. So to hear you say like, oh, I'm working out every morning and I'm getting to it. And I'm like, I'm such a fucking loser. Like,
no, I mean, but I think that's fair though, because like it's a fair assessment.
It makes you feel that way, like damn, everybody is so motivated. What's wrong with me? Like, why haven't I done anything?
I think it's one of those things. Like for instance, like I was in a little bit of a like, what the fuck I'm finna do? Like because I'm one of them people. Like when things happen, I either go in help mode or I don't do anything. My thing is to sit. So we in
retreat.
A retreat. So. My thing is, most of the times we in a crisis mode, we get, I'm getting called, you know what I'm saying? Called on hey, we got to go do this, we got to go do that. But then it's like, prime example, you got Armen who out there feeding the homeless that we're going to talk about later. He out there feeding the homeless. He called me and I was just like, bro, I ain't trying to punk out on you, but my old girl, she got a compromised immune system. She got lupus, bro. So I can't really, put her in that situation. So it's like, all right, I can't do that either. You know what I mean?
Thank God for my boyfriend, because I would be fucking in the streets right now.
And just like you said, like you left your job, it made me go and think about my job. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, should I have quit? Because I would have been getting a free check right now.
I am thinking about that too, because like, I'm talking to my old employees, and they're just working from home from iHeart, so they still got their jobs.
Yeah, so it's like sitting there, but for me, it was like. It wasn't so much that I was I just felt like for me in my particular situation, I wasn't being utilized the way I would have liked to. And I just felt like it was just time to go. You know what I mean? Like we talk about this on the show plenty of times. I used to work at the African Heritage Cultural Arts Center. It's a place that I grew up at. Anytime when I couldn't get employment, I went to the Cultural Arts Center. When I couldn't get different things, so that's what forced me to do entrepreneurship in the first place, because I couldn't get a job other places. I couldn't get a job with the PSAVs and the Everlast and the bigger production companies. So the center was always that stable place I can go have a job and then, grow at my own rate, my own pace. And so, but sitting there now, I was like, nah, man, I'm like, nah, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, I'm not, like I got to do this. Like, this is what we supposed to be doing. Like, I know that I've been more, since I left my job, my mental health has been way better. Like a lot of people say, man, you smile more, you're a little bit more happier. You know what I'm saying? You're not as miserable. You're not moping around like you used to. I'm not wearing any hoodies. I'm wearing colors. You know what I'm saying?
No, like, you're lighter. Like, it's like a lighter energy.
Yeah.
Because these people ain't fucking stressing you out no more. Like, you like, okay, a bitch.
Yeah.
And then you really doing what you love to do. I think it's really cool though. Like, even though I don't know, like if you lost contracts or what, but I think because the skill set that you have with knowing how to stream, doing the tech stuff and connecting shit, and I don't know nothing about it, but you could literally kind of like boom right now. If you want, like, honestly, if you would have been putting out from the beginning that you do this, I swear to God. And honestly, somebody hit me up. I gotta talk to you about that offline, but they wanted to connect with you about podcasts and doing that stuff, that production stuff, and that's really booming right now because everybody, if you want to communicate with somebody, you have to do what we're doing now or get on the phone or even like it's all digital, all virtual. And since you have that skill set, like you're really high in demand. So I'm glad you're still able to like keep your business going. Yeah,
anybody who know me knows like you ain't coming to my crib. Like, so like the homies come to the crib, like this where we game plan, strategize. Like literally yesterday we had Robert here, yesterday doing the webinar. So he came, he did the webinar here, and it's like, man, if I gotta do what I gotta do, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's why I say, like, for me, it's just more like tightening up my routine at this point. It's like, so I don't get complacent and feeling like, all right, we all off. Like, nah, you know?
Yeah.
So with that being said, man, yeah, let's transition to some of these, you know, hot topics.
Today's show is brought to you by Roots Collective Black House. Roots Collective Black House is a full-service design and printing shop. It has a showroom for Roots Collective clothing, and it's an event space. Y'all, it's so dope. You guys got to check it out. They're located at 5505 Northwest 7th Avenue in the heart of Liberty City, right there on 7th Ave, right next to the Burger King is right there. So you can't miss it. Make sure you check them out. Head to rootscollectivemarket.org for more information. Again, that website is rootscollectivemarket.org for more information on their services. Their doors are always open to the community, and they look forward to being your go-to event space in Miami. I saw an article that like damn near 25%, a quarter of the students ain't logging on to school in Dade County. Like, they're not doing the virtual schools. What the fuck you think the parents are doing or not doing?
I made a post about that. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like, in my post, I just said, man, it ain't a time to point fingers. You just got to get it done. It's a lot of different factors. Like, a lot of people started to, you know, issue their tidbits about why things weren't being done. You know, I got family that's, you know, teachers and educators and whatnot. And at the same time, they have children. So they telling me about their hardships. And what
are they saying?
So
are the hardships?
So some of the things that's being hard is, like, for instance, a lot of the ESOL classes. You know what I'm saying? So to it's good for English, but for ESOL, it's been a challenge.
Wow.
And special ed.
I didn't think about that at all.
It's also been a challenge. You know, when we talk about parents, right? The parents, some instances is the parents sitting right there and they not in tune with their child. Some parents don't have the capacity, you know, to teach some of their children some of this stuff, depending on what grade level they in. Like, if you in, you know, algebra, you feel me? A lot of parents ain't gonna be able to help you. Like, you feel me? Just to be honest, you know what I'm saying? And then there's other situations where you got you got co-parenting situations. You know what I mean? Where the child is over here for one day, and they may be doing their work at one parent's house, and then they go to another parent's house, and they not doing the work over there. So it's a lot of different challenges. You know, you got internet challenges. I know they gave all the kids computers, but and then they said that there's network issues with the bandwidth. So then, you know, even with live streams, just think about live streams in general. If your live stream is blurry, if you see somebody live streaming it's blurry, you're gonna check out. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with the kids. It's like an engagement factor with the kids too. And yeah. And
you don't think the teachers are using Zoom though? Because I would figure something like this.
No, they are using Zoom, but what's happening is if you using Zoom and then the teacher internet crappy and then other people internet crappy, you know what I'm saying? Like, it depends on how your internet is. If your internet you don't have a fast enough,
that's
speed,
hard to keep someone's attention, especially a 6-year-old or a 15-year-old.
Exactly. So that's been some of the challenges. You know what I'm saying?
I'm hoping that, you know, and what really bothered me from the article that I read, and I was concerned about this when the quarantine started happening and the pandemic started really hitting, and we were like, oh shit, we gotta take this serious. I was like, what's going to happen when these kids go home, especially kids in the urban core? And that's who they said, like, were mainly not able to, like, the numbers were the strongest. And that was always my concern, because we've been talking, so many people in the community, like activists or people who are engaged, have been talking so long about the digital divide. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck, if you don't have, like you said, a computer in your home, internet, things like that, or somebody in there who could tell you how to connect all that shit. I'm like, what 6-year-old knows how to do that? You know what I'm saying? So what if they raised by their grandma, and grandma don't know? Like, my grandma wouldn't even know if she raising one of my kids right now, if she had to, she wouldn't know how to tell them how to do that. Exactly. And so I'm like, what is the school board doing to stand in that gap for those kids? And, like, is there something that could be done? Can somebody go out in the field with a hazmat suit on? I mean, and help people? Like, what does that look like?
Well, there was some talk on my page about yeah, there was some talk on my page about teachers physically going out, right? And there was like one teacher did that, went above and beyond the call, and they actually ended up getting robbed, unfortunately. So, you know, it's like, and I hate to be negative like that, but it's like, it's fucked up. That shit's fucked up. You know what I mean? You laughing over there. Why you laughing, man?
Because I'm drinking. It's the wine. It's the rosé. It's because in a normal, we should not be laughing at that. But it is really sad. It's sad
that shit like that got to go on in our neighborhoods.
But there's a level of comedy in that because it's like, goddamn, like you can't even go help a bitch without getting robbed. And you know she probably was in a rough area. They don't know her or him, and goddamn, that's so fucked up. So
it's fucked. Yeah,
audience,
it's fucked
I'm sorry
up
for laughing, but
it's fucked up.
I've been really watching a lot of comedy shows, so everything's a joke to me right now. But
you're a trip, man.
I think, you know, talking about, you mentioned something earlier about kids going back and forth between two parents, and that brings us to like our next topic about custody battles. And you were mentioning earlier when we were like planning for the show, that's like an issue, and that's something that I didn't even think about much.
Yeah,
like, that's some real shit.
I've been sitting there, you know, you get to watch a lot of TV on your downtime, and
we all are watching,
you know what I mean?
A lot of fucking TV.
and me, you know, I'm a news junkie, right? So I've been watching like Bloomberg, you know, watching the stocks, of course, and then we'll check into the news because we know they're gonna be on repeat, right? But one of the things that had like one of the reoccurring stories to me that kind of like was like, damn, that's fucked up, was these custody battles with nurses who are working in these hospitals and other essential workers who have to work every day, and they have, you know, to keep their jobs, and then, you know, in the midst of, you know, just trying to keep your damn job, you have to deal with a custody battle on the side. Like people are taking advantage, and the judges are kind of ruling in favor against these nurses, and kind of like taking their children away from them based, you know, on a temporary basis because, oh, you know, it's not safe for them, on the basis that it's not safe. And I just felt like everybody who doing that type of shit right now, that little snob ass shit, they got what's coming to them eventually. You know what I mean? Because that's wrong, man. Like the kid gonna suffer at the end of the day.
You gotta be a nasty nigga. And nigga in this context is any color at this point. Please don't think I'm just talking about black men. You gotta be a nasty nigga.
Motherfucker.
A nasty motherfucker to take a child from their mom or their parent at this time when everybody just like that human connection is so needed. Now, here's the thing. I get it. You want your child to be safe. And if your spouse, or well, not your spouse, your child's mother or father is working, especially in a hospital, and you know they're always at risk to get coronavirus, I get it. You want to make sure that your kid is okay. But to take them through the courts, papers,
foul, man.
They got to pay money for that. They got to take time away from work from that. Like, it's so much shit that go into that. Like, you got to be a nasty person to do that to somebody right now. Like, it got to be a better way. Here's
the fucked up part, because I don't know to what extent the court is open and the court is closed, but you know, I want to say the court kind of shut down. You feel me? So it's like, how the fuck y'all getting the judge? That's you know, you hit on a good point. Like, y'all nigga got some money to be able to hit a judge up and make a decision like that. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's foul, man.
Or even to file the paperwork and have it pending. Like, why would you want to add that level of stress to somebody that already has a job that's that stressful? Yeah. Like, and here's the thing, I could see if the person had the virus and you like, oh, nah, the baby finna come stay with me or the child finna come stay with me. But if they're taking the proper precautions to make sure they're safe, that they don't have anything, that the kids are protected. Like, I've seen videos and stuff like on 2020 and different news stuff. We all have become news junkies at this point. And people are like, I can't even step in my house. I gotta take off all my clothes. Nobody could touch me until I put everything in a bag, wash it, go take a shower. Like, nobody can't even touch me. And so if they're taking those type of precautions and we, you know, have an understanding of how the virus is transmitted, why would you take that next step? You just a fuck nigga at that point.
That's all it is. That's why I say whoever doing shit like that, man, you got what you got coming for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, karma is a bitch.
Karma's a bitch, and I think it's only a matter of time because I think like I said, this shit putting everybody on the level playing field. If you had a restaurant and your shit was booming, your shit looking ugly right now. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to little greenhouse.
What if you had a dining restaurant? Because I spoke to Papa Keith, and so sad we couldn't release that episode, which we may have to just chop that up and just let him be a history lesson on like Miami music and radio. See if we could do that. But he was telling me, I checked in with him. He said his restaurant was doing really well, but since he has like a takeout style restaurant, he said that was helping him like at that time. So I was okay, that's good to know. But I could see somebody who has like whose business is like dining primarily, like that's they sick right now. Yeah,
like one of the things that been on my heart, man, Nicole Gates and Corinne Bryant, man, with Little Greenhouse.
I love them. Friend of the show. Friend. So just in general.
Yeah, and for me, it's like, man, like Nicole, like we were supposed to do Trap Social at Little Greenhouse. So I've been trying to.
March 27th.
Yeah.
Well, 6, right?
Yeah, 26. So like it was crazy that that happened, and I still feel bad because we haven't got a time to talk. Because I know a lot of people stressed out, and I felt like we should have did something to still try to highlight them, and something down the line we should try to do to kind of like highlight them because Nicole has always showed love to me, and always been a supporter of the show. So like. Like I said, we was over there. We was finna do, Trap Social. We was finna bring these local artists in. It was gonna be a tight night. You know what I'm saying? And just to see them transition, I know they got a business, and it's rough. So like last night, I ordered ribs from them. You know what I'm saying? If I order food, like just like my whole thing is now, if I'm spending money out, it's going in our neighborhoods. It ain't going like I'm trying to be really intentional about where we spending the money at because we know at the end of the day. A lot of that shit is looking ugly right now. Like
I thought about Lorna's. I'm thinking about like the ice cream shop Felicia and Star X opened. I'm thinking about Finger Licking and all the places I go to, Bamboo Shack, like the places in like you said in our community, Lovely's. Definitely Lovely's a place I go to all the time. I miss her green juice. And all these places in the hood, and you like, fuck, like, that was the first thing I thought about. I was like, fuck, what's gonna happen? Like, are they gonna be okay? How
nail salons? Come out?
I know, hair salons, like the backbone really of like I call it black community. Yeah, of the black economics is our barbershops, our food, our restaurants, and our beauty, like, and with us, and that requires us to be with each other. So I'm just. Everybody's sick right now, man.
Hey, it's like everybody. It's like what V say. First world country, second class citizens, third world problems. You know what I mean? And I remember, it's so true. It's so true because, and we used to always say this going into like the hurricane. Because in our communities, in marginalized communities,
it does feel like hurricane time.
Yeah, you already don't have your problems are exacerbated times 10, and that's what's happening right now with with this whole time we in. I think a lot of people just gotta adjust. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a huge adjustment period for a lot of people.
It really is. Something else that's been an adjustment, and just to another topic that we could go into is black men wearing homemade mask. And
because the county just did. On that note, the county just made it mandatory for everybody, and I done been in.
You can't go out without one now.
Yeah, so like I still be going out. I'm a fucking.
I was just gonna ask you because you're a black man right now. I mean, I got short hair. I may look like a black man, but
I ain't gonna say nothing because I don't want Tantas to shoot me.
Oh, you stupid! I gotta wear really tight clothes so I'm a woman. But no, that's like a real shit. Like Munch, would you wear a mask? Like. Would you wear do you feel safe wearing a mask?
If it's for instance, what I thought about getting is one of these masks for like when you work out. They have these masks that is like for high altitude training to control your breathing. I'll wear that because anything that looks normal, like somebody is normal, like, you know, they used to seeing it. But as far as like, you know, now people don't have masks, or they just saying cover up with a scarf or anything like that. Nah, I ain't doing it, because you know, when you stay in the hood, man, you extra vigilant. So even for me, if I see a cat like that, I'm looking like, what you got going on?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like one of those things. Like I don't know, like certain to an extent, I seen some people doing it. I seen a lot of black males out there with the actual mask, the actual, you know, trying to do the best they can with that. But as far as like wearing bandanas and all that, I'm not taking that risk, dog. I'm not. I'd rather just stay in the crib. I'd rather stay in the crib, go to people I know, go get what I need. There's only a couple things I need at, you know, at this time. You feel me?
Wow. And so that's some real shit. And that's something that, you know, white people, non-black people ain't even thinking about that. Like, I saw somebody say, I'm trying to stay alive and I'm trying to stay alive. Like, I'm not going to put it in regards to that homemade mask. It's like, and I saw like articles of where like people were being followed in the store because they had the scarves on. And I'm like, here's the thing too. That's cheap. And everybody got a headscarf in their house. Every black person got a headscarf. You may not be in one. Masks aren't around.
I mean, we done did.
You can't buy them.
I mean, when you do construction, the guys got the, you know, they all. They do landscaping. They be out there and they tie the shirt around their whole head, their whole face. So yeah, we've been doing it. But here's my thing. I'm not the sun down right now, right? Imagine me walking to the gas station with a bandana. This thing gonna, you know what I'm saying? Imagine me walking on a main street with 3 of my dogs. You know what I'm saying? When we got masks. You know, I can be with my siblings and we got masks. What they gonna say? No, I'm not. No, hell no. We ain't doing that.
Honestly, if I had a son or brother, like, to me, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth it, because what could happen with you wearing it, trying to protect yourself from a virus. And that's the sad shit about like the country that we live in. It's like, you have to put yourself almost at risk if you can't afford an official mask, because somebody may look at you as a physical threat and literally shoot you. Like, the fuck?
And you know, gun sales been up at an all-time high.
I seen that. Used to red and white areas. Walmart.
I mean, niggas is buying guns. They just don't sell guns at Walmart no more. So you can't tell.
But you know, somebody said like that they feel like as time goes on and the economy gets tighter and tighter, people are gonna start robbing each other. Like, if you ain't got it, it's gonna start taking. It's
gonna get real. You know, I think. And that's part of, you know, to the government's credit, that we don't want to give them credit for, because it's so much unknown. I think the government knows way more than they telling us. And I think they being smart about it. You feel me? Because if they told us during that time, like March 14th, that we was gonna be in a 30-day hold, I know niggas for a fact would have went and looted shit just cause. You feel me? Like, we was in a hurricane for fucking hurricane watch for damn near the minute the hurricane, the day after that shit hit, or while the hurricane was going on, niggas was hitting it. So, like I said, man, this new normal is crazy. I personally, I don't know what you think, but I personally think we gonna be in it for a minute. You know?
I agree.
I think we may have another month. I think they just don't want to tell us. I think we got maybe like 3 more months, but I just want to. I don't think they gonna tell us too far in advance that where niggas can sit up here and plot some shit and be like, okay, this is what we're gonna go do.
We were talking about that, and I think some people are getting hip to it. I saw a meme that said the government gonna keep hitting 30 days on us, like we hit that 30-second button on the microwave. Like, the shit gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be resetting. Because here's the thing, and I was listening to Kevin Hart's Straight from the Heart show on Sirius XM, and one of the guys on the show, Plastic Cup Boys, are saying the same thing. He was like, imagine telling people when this first started that you have to sit down for 4 months versus here go 15 days, now here go 30 days. And as we're getting used to it, it's like, okay, I guess I could deal. But if you would have told me back then it's gonna be 4 months, 5 months,
I'm hitting lit.
I would have fucking lost my mind. It would be hysteria. Like you said, people will be acting fucking crazy. Like, it's like the end of the world. Like, you got to ease motherfuckers into that.
I'm telling you now, I ain't even finna sit up here and flies with you. I would have hit me a lick. We going to go hit a lick, yo.
They know you at home. You can't hit a lick. Where you finna hide at?
Man, look, Look,
everybody home.
Look, it's some money in some of these essential businesses, okay? So it's somewhat
don't give the people ideas.
I'm just saying, Trappin Ain't Dead, man. Speaking of fucking money and niggas need that cash, man. The stimulus check, did you get yours yet?
No, I had to do the little IRS form because I didn't file my taxes for 2018 year, and I haven't filed them for 2019 yet. So they have a thing on there. If you didn't do it, you could kind of fill out a form. So I'm on the bottom of the waiting list right now.
All right, hey, that makes two of us.
Did you do that too?
No, because I didn't do it either.
But you filled out the IRS form that I'm talking about?
I'm gonna fill out the form. The first couple days, I'm a rebel, you know me. I'm not the person gonna sit up here and say crackers lie a lot, wear a crackers lie a lot shirt, tell you the government full of shit, and then be dependent upon the government. You know what I'm saying? So for me, my first mind was, I'm in business. The first goal of business is to be sustainable. So if I'm expecting or if I'm looking for that check, it's like I have to find a way for my business to be sustainable. You get what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Yeah. So when it comes to like stuff like that, man, I didn't file my taxes. Like, I'm usually one of the people who good with filing taxes, but I haven't filed in the last two like you. But because of some other stuff I had going on, some accounting issues. So I've been trying to get that done because I'm not one of the people who don't like to. I don't want to be fucking with the IRS. Like,
me too. Three people I don't fuck with: the I, the R, and the S. Don't do it.
Don't do it. They get everybody on tax evasion. As soon as a nigga blow up, tax evasion, you ain't filing taxes.
Exactly. They got Ron Isley old ass at like 72. Some shit. They put his ass right in jail. Wesley ass got fucked up too. Not gonna have me. That's what like I've been talking to my friend who an accountant. I'm like, bitch, help me get this shit together because I ain't trying. But here's another thing too, because you have to make a certain amount each year. That's why I knew I was okay. And your business has to make a certain amount in order for you for it to be mandatory for you to file. Like you can't file at any amount, but it's not really going to be a penalty for you if you're under a certain amount. So I've been under that certain amount, but even still, I want to make sure that my books and shit are in order.
Because like it still matters. And then when you're talking about even when you're talking about now, we getting into the feds running out of money. This PPP plan, right? That's the payment. It's payment protection plan. And basically that's for like people who have who employ multiple people, have payrolls and different things like that. So like I said, I did a webinar with Robert yesterday. So I got some information from him.
It's called payroll protection plan, right?
PPP? And it's a couple different loan programs that's available depending on what stage you are in your business. And there's also local funds that's available from other like Beacon Council, Miami-Dade County is working on some things. So like, how
so all the money ran out?
And they said the money ran out. What I personally think is that they took care of their homeboys, Well,
I've been seeing articles too that millionaires got like certain people who are in a certain tax bracket. They say were millionaires who got like $1 million or some shit, like $1.7 million or something. And I'm like, how the fuck they got such a large amount? Yeah. And then everybody else didn't get shit. And now they out of money. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing. Like a small business, like a little greenhouse ain't getting that.
And Benaya with Brady Physical Therapy. Brady, what's her husband's name? I can't think. Yanel and Benaya, they have Brady Physical Therapy, and they were in this article that our friend Ashika Harrison did for Moguldom, and they were talking about PPP and how it affects Black businesses. And I was just like, damn, that's fucked up. Like people couldn't even get the money from their banks. Like their banks were telling them, go to another bank and get it because we don't know what the fuck going on. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like people, like Black businesses, like we all know how the government is. Like a bitch ain't finna get too excited. What you said
because your screen, you kind of got blurry a little bit. So what you were saying about that last piece? Just the last sentence.
No, I was saying Black businesses were saying like they not finna get excited about it. Like,
and that's the thing. We not saying we shouldn't, but you got to be one of those businesses, like I said, that you got to be working with. You got to have the big, like some big ass government contracts. That's and different things like that. I feel like to get that type of funding.
I want to know who got the funding though, and that's public record. It's government dollars. I want to know who was funded. If they ran out already, I want to know who got the fucking money.
And then they also going to print more. They also in works, from what I've been told, to not print more money, but actually pass a bill to put more money in the economy. So for me, I think, me personally, like I said, they know that they had to have a plan. They had to let y'all know that y'all gonna get a stimulus, which was $1,200. That's to hold you off from robbing niggas for a minute. You know what I'm saying? and then they're like, okay, and then after that, I feel like what I've been hearing is that they actually trying to pass a bill to put out more money. So I think they know the long term, how long we in it for. You got some fucking like concerts and shit, they pushing shit back to 2021. So I think to extent somebody's having a conversation with a lot of these bigger organizations about like, look, this shit's real and we not opening up to this time, because if everybody pushing their shit back to next year or the summer, it's like, what's really going on? You know what I'm saying?
But to me, it's just common sense. And I made a post about, I was like, sarcastic, but I was like, y'all really think they finna open, they gonna let us go back outside on April 30th? Like, if there's no vaccine or no effective treatment that doesn't require you going into the hospital, being on a respirator, there's no medicine, there's nothing like that we can say, hey, this is how you fight this virus. If the only way to fight it is you staying in your house, quarantined from everybody, and fucking hoping that the medicine work, and if it don't, you go to the ER. If there's not a more effective way to curtail this, we can't reopen. And then I saw somebody post on like social media that because China had got their new cases down and they started reopening, and now they got a resurgence of new cases. And so that's what's going to happen if we don't have a hold on how we treat and deal with this virus, or to stop it. We can't go back to normal, because what are we going to do? Go back outside and then we all get infected and then we fucking max out the health system? Like, it just, and then here's the thing too, like a lot of people I heard saying, like, because Trump is like, he's saying, oh, I'm leaving it up to the governors to reopen back up. And it's like, well, I'm not going back outside until I see some medicine, or at the very least some medicine. Give me a Tylenol coronavirus edition or something. Like, I need something that you could tell me I could do to fight this, because other than that, I'm still at risk to get it.
Well, there's a couple factors, right? So on the government side, you have checks and balances. So the federal government can issue and say, shut the whole fucking country down, but it's still at the state's discretion, and it's still at each municipality and county's discretion. So, well,
Trump, dumbass, he had to backtrack that because he was like, I'm telling everybody what to do. And then he had to come back today and say, oh, no, I'm leaving it up to y'all. No, because
of course,
I'm going to still do whatever I want to do. I'm not listening to your ass, Trump.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole reason why we fucking went to Civil War. So technically, you know what I'm saying? So because states was like, nah, we're going to do what the fuck we want to do. You know what I mean? And the feds was like, we going to do this. So, I just think like this is just a trying time for everybody. I think like I said, from a government standpoint, it's a lot of different things they ain't trying to tell us because they don't want to have us spooked out here. And it's just crazy, man. Like I'm just sitting there taking it day by day. That's all you kind of can do. You know what I mean?
It really is like a day by day, hour by hour. Do what you can to keep your mental health together. We didn't get a chance to talk about this, but just, big ups to Dr. Armen Henderson, who's out there feeding the homeless. He was recently, I feel he was racially profiled by City of Miami Police?
Yeah, it was
City. And he's maximizing on this moment to get his message out there and to put what he was doing with the homeless out there on the mainstream, but also to kind of show the world, because a lot of people don't know that the Spanish people in Miami are just as racist as white people in any other part of the South. And it's crazy because, my boyfriend's from New York, so they don't really see Spanish people in that light.
Yeah, we were talking about that on the show before.
Yeah, and I was just like, nah, nigga, like, if I say a Cuban and I'm saying it in a certain tone, I'm saying it almost as if I say cracker, like, because a lot of them see us as niggas and less than them. And that's what, to me, that situation was about.
I talked to Armen, after the whole situation happened. And we all be in in talks with them, right? Mm-hmm. So the thing is like the whole reason he did all this, he started this initiative in the first place was because the Homeless Trust wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. The Homeless Trust
finding that out through following this.
Yeah, so Homeless Trust said that they supposed to be making provisions for people, because the homeless population stay at home order. What the fuck home they gonna go? You know what I'm saying? True. And then so they're not making the proper provisions to keep them safe, clean, and sanitary. So he just was following the guidelines of what they said that they were going to do, and then saying, all right, y'all said y'all was going to do this. Y'all didn't do it. So this is what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? They were saying that they were testing certain people. They, some things came back that they weren't testing anybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different factors in that. I have to go in my actual notebook and kind of like look at all the stuff. Cause like literally I was jotting it all down, talking to Armen. Cause, I've been, Armen's one of the, when you talk about somebody who's he's been on the ground, he been in the trenches with us a lot. When we did Hurricane Irma, he was with us. When we did we do a lot of the protests and actions you see around the city, he's been there. You know what I mean? And he adds that medical aspect to it. He's been there as the movement's doctor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I have a problem, I haven't been to like really like a physician or anything like that in a while. So like if I have something that's really like concerning me or anything like that, it's anytime I can pick up the phone, call Armen and be like, yo, bro, what's this? You know what I'm saying? And even, when it came, he's just always been, a good brother to the community. And, to see this happen in front of his house, he would have, something could have really seriously happened had he, one, not had his own camera footage, and two, had his wife not been home. Had his wife not been home, you know what I'm saying? It could have got worse. You feel me? This is the same dude that does Stop the Bleed workshops and treating gunshot and teaches the community how to treat gunshot wounds so that, the police, when the police got to come in, anytime there's a violent crime, the police got to come first to make sure it's secure. And then the ambulance got to come. Sometimes the ambulance will beat the fucking the squad car getting there and they got to wait. And then, the life and death is like somebody can bleed out in 1 fucking minute. You know what I'm saying? Just for getting shot. So it's life and death. And that's the things he's teaching on a movement level. So to see that happen to somebody like him, it's like, that's why the whole community like, man, fuck y'all police. Like,
exactly.
And I'm one of the people who kind of like, I know City of Miami full of shit. The police department.
I don't know. When I saw the national attention that he was getting, and just in case anybody who isn't familiar with the story, Dr. Armen Henderson was detained or handcuffed in front of his home for allegedly being like or the police was suspicious that he was doing illegal dumping in front of his home, or they said they had gotten a lot of calls in that area for illegal dumping, but he was unloaded. But he was unloading his van in front of his home that he owns, and you could see like there's video footage of him talking to the police, walking to the police, and then being put in handcuffs. And you see him like screaming to his wife, as the article explains, and then his wife coming out like, no, this is his ID, because he didn't have his ID. And I think he was walking in to get it, and the police was like, oh no, like you walking away from me. And it's just, but here's the thing, Armen, because he's actually been on the show, like you guys should listen to that episode, it was really good.
Health is wealth.
But he has such a demeanor where he's so calm, so cool, so humble, that I can't see him getting raw with the police. Somebody else I'd be like, I don't know, you probably talk bad.
You ain't seen Armen. Armen got that side to him, but it's still suave. It's still cool. Like, hey, bro. Hey,
yeah.
Bro.
I just can't see him being like fuck ass cracker. Like, I don't feel like that was something like that. Like that type of exchange.
He ain't gonna be me nor Danny nor Zabo.
I ain't want to say it, but
I'm saying because I'm not as bad as Danny. Danny he's number one. This nigga will literally walk out. He will switch his shirt to Crackers Lie or fuck 12 just to walk outside to go talk to police. Like, like this nigga has done it.
Yes, I know.
He's an asshole.
He likes fucking with the police. He loves that.
He loves that shit. He lives for that shit.
is not that type of guy. And so even if that argument tried to come up from anybody on the other side, like that's not the type of dude that you're dealing with. He's a fucking, first of all, he's a doctor. This man,
you know, and I'm gonna tell you off air about, you know, some of the fucked up shit that was going on, because I just felt like he told me, but I felt like he didn't want to tell the whole world that just yet. You feel me? But his whole thing is, it ain't even about the personal, anything with the personal side of it. Is more or less like, man, you know, this is a vulnerable population. They are the most fluid population. They move back and they migrate more than anybody. And if we're not accountable for every type of a population, a group demographic there is, then we're not really trying to solve the problem. You get what I'm saying? And, you know, just going back to, I seen an earlier post that, you know, when Obama was talking about, you know, a disease of this nature becoming a problem, and if we don't take the necessary precautionary steps, we'll be in this situation. So, like, I feel like I said, I feel like the government been new. You know what I'm saying? They just didn't take it serious. They didn't make it a big thing until March. You know what I mean? And if we would have probably made a big thing in January, you know what I'm saying, we wouldn't have had all the new. I heard they knew as far back as September. So
because it's been hit in China, so they knew.
Yeah. So they've been new, and you know, I don't know, man. So like on that note, like I said, man, Armen, man, you know, he got it. You know, we fuck with Armen. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to say otherwise, fuck you.
And like he said, he wants an apology from the City of Miami Police, and I think he deserves it. Like, that man is somebody he's somebody on the front lines. And it's crazy, when I saw his article, the one when they highlighted him for the work he was doing with the homeless, I literally was like, we gotta protect Armen because something gonna happen. Like, I literally had that in my spirit when I read it. I was like, we gotta protect Armen at all costs. That's
why for me, you know, and I'm not saying this to discredit none of the work that anybody do, you know, but it's like, especially when it comes to movement shit, I'm very weary of contacting press. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of times you contact press contact the police. You feel me? And then you wonder why, we was finna do an action, but that shit flooded with police. Because y'all contacted the fucking press. Spooked somebody, told the wrong person some shit. So like with that whole article, I felt the same way when not the article, but I seen them on NBC and CBL. I'm like, why y'all did that?
I was
Keep
like,
that shit under wraps,
Armen.
man.
I'm like, protect Armen. And I was happy he was getting attention, but I was just like, I felt like it was putting a target on him. I
felt like I'm gonna keep it G, because I spoke about it earlier. The reason he called me was because he was like, Munch, I feel like I need my people. Which meant, now mind you, he got a few, I ain't gonna name names, but let's just say Danny out there with him too. You know, making sure that he's straight, but like he gonna come out with some other demographic of people just to, you know, mix it up a little bit. And he called me and was like, man, look, I don't feel like, he just was like, I don't feel safe, and I need my people around me. And you know, that's why I felt so bad, like I gotta stay in the crib and be obedient because my old girl here. But I'm like, nah, bro, I just want to sit back in the cut, and the crackers or somebody try some stupid shit, I could just split their ass and just go on by my business. Like, I won't be around I won't help them with none of it, but I sit in the cut the whole time. You won't even see me until it's time. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, hold the fuck up. Like, nah, this ain't the way this shit finna go down, crackers. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because, you know, we have to protect those people. You know what I mean? You know, we have
Agreed. We got to do it because they're not gonna do it for us.
This has been a motherfucking. We've been talking.
We talked our shit. I like when we get to talk our shit. Of course, I love our guests, but this is Trappin Ain't Dead.
Yeah, this is the core.
This is what we do best. And I think the people like when we get to just talk our shit and break shit down for them and just let them know. I had fun, and thank you, because this just really lightened my mood, because I told you I've been going through it.
You see, I've been in a silly ass mood lately, so that is not bad. That is totally forced. I'm literally like forcing myself to think positive. Even when I do get negative, because it's like, you know, when them 3 churches, man, reneged on me, I was so upset. I ain't even finna lie on you. I was so amped up to be like, oh, I'm finna help the Lord. I'm finna be actually helping the Lord. I'm finna do the Lord. I'm finna do, you know what I'm saying? I'm finna help some churches. And I really felt good about that. And then to get them to just renege on me, I was like, you know, it's not really about the bread. If y'all would have just told me straight up, you know, I would have probably did one of y'all churches. But
that's why I like to ask people, what's your budget? And I know that people don't like to talk about that, but it's like real shit. If it's $2, then a bitch, and I can tell you what you can and can't get for $2. I just don't like when people just don't follow up at all or say nothing.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. And
I get it.
I got down. Trust me, it's been days. You know, I don't know if you've seen a couple of my posts, but yeah, I've been, you know, because I reflect on certain things and then I have a good day. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just like, man, you know, stay positive every day. Don't let yourself don't let yourself get into this like pit. This break is brought to you by the Roots Collective. While you're working from home, keep the dollar in the black community by supporting a brand that highlights the beauty of our blackness. We have everything from shirts, hats, coffee mugs, mouse pads, and more available at rootsblackmarketplace.org. Things are going to change. We're literally in the new Great Depression. You feel me? And it's not going to get better anytime soon. You feel me? The only difference between that depression and this one is the fact that we kind of can't really be in contact with one another. So, you know, the creativity that was spawned in the 20s, you know what I'm saying, won't be spawned, you know, unless it's spawned online. You feel me? And so we're going to get more interactive online experiences in that nature. And I think
to me, black people have been being the great black people that we are and have been really, you know, using technology and social media.
These beat battles.
Yes, the beat battles, the song battles, the verses that Swiss Beats and Timberland came up with. D-Nice, all the DJs, all the virtual parties and stuff like that. Like, black people have been on the forefront of keeping people keeping ourselves entertained, and then the world is coming in and joining in on the party. But to me, that was for us, and y'all just got to come and see what we do. But it was very black, very creative, very dope. And I was like, damn, I'm so happy that we are showing the world like what we do best. Like, we gonna innovate as we always do. We gonna make sure we stay entertained. The best jokes, the best challenges is all black people doing it. I don't see 30 different challenges. The fucking Megan Savage challenge, I can't do none of that shit. But
the TikTok, the one when they do that shit.
Oh gosh, this shit.
The don't rush challenge. Yeah,
I know. I can't do none of that shit. Not gonna do it. Got invited. Stop inviting me. I'm not doing it. But I like to watch them.
I was laughing when you said the whole D-Nice, because all I could think about when it was like the virtual parties. I remember that picture you put up about the way you was dressed. As soon as you said virtual party, that's why I was over here trying to hold it in. Like, it was like, man, this girl was really out here like somebody grandma in disguise. Like, I was rolling. Just know I was rolling.
I had on my robe and my masquerade mask that I like to keep in my office. Some tights, a sports bra, house shoes, just all type of random shit that I'm wearing in the house.
You was Shanae times 10, boy. I was like, shit, my dog out here wilding, man. Trappin Ain't Dead.
Man, you gotta do some shit. That was one of my up days. I was like, cause I ain't gonna lie, the music battles were like lifting my spirits. Like the RZA, you watched the RZA and Premiere battle.
Yeah.
And I'm not even. This is the crazy thing. I'm not a hip hop head. I don't know like all the music. Like half of that music I didn't know. But I love the history of hip hop. I'll watch a hip hop documentary any day. I love the storytelling in hip hop. I like to hear how people came up with beats or how they met. So I appreciate the culture and the blackness and the dopeness that is hip hop and how we created some shit from nothing. So to me, to see somebody like fucking, you see all these people in the comments like LL Cool J, DJ Jazzy Jeff, Charlamagne the God, fucking Method Man came in, and all these different people talking about shit. What's his name? I love him. Ghostface came in the comments. All these different hip hop heads, people. Denzel Curry from Miami was in the comments. I seen former Senator Dwight Bullitt in the comments. Like,
Dwight Bullitt's going to be in the comments. You got it.
He's a hip hop man. I wish I would have saw you in the comments. I didn't know you was in there, and I saw Emmanuel, our friend Emmanuel George. He was watching.
I ain't really getting the comments, but I was there. You know what I'm saying? I was tuned in. I was checking into it, and yeah, man, I like that. I like it because of the storytelling. I like it because of the solidarity, the camaraderie. It shows the brotherhood, and even though we had the competitiveness of the battle, it's still a brotherhood, and people still like. You can see black men show that respect to one another. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was.
So, like, DeJounte Austin and Neo, like, to see a DeJounte Austin, like, who has, like, this nigga got a catalog. You know what I'm saying? And for him to be like, man, young brother Neo, man, it was like a bridging of the gap between the young and the old, to see Swiss Beats and Timberland go at it back and forth, to see, I think maybe the most controversial may have been Scott Storch and Manny, but it still was a brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? It's still a respectability behind it. And the reason why they calling each other out is because of that respect level. And it's getting back. It took hip hop back to the essence and to the roots of what this shit started as. And I love it.
That's what people were saying. Like what you said, it took hip hop back to its roots. And my boyfriend, like, he's a fucking hip hop head. Like, he from New York. So he think about hip hop in a whole different way. Yeah,
hip hop hip hop don't exist anywhere else for him.
And exactly, he always be like, that South shit, I don't fuck with that. I'd be like, boy, shut up. But it was certain times songs came on and he like fucking lost his shit, and he like, oh my gosh, like fucking Wu-Tang and all this stuff with Nas and shit like that. I'm just like, I don't know what it is, but to me, to see that it meant something to people. Yeah. And people going crazy in the comments, like that energy was contagious. And I was like, man, this was something special that we saw.
Yeah.
Like, that was dope. Man. And I was like, if anything people could say good came out of it, like when we old and shit, talking to our grandkids and saying what good happened during the quarantine, we could say shit like that happened. Like you see some epic battles.
Real new battles, the new wave of real battles. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and it was fair because I felt like the game then changed, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of these battles, back in the day, what I found interesting about them was back in the day, the battle was about being an MC, being able to rock the crowd, being able to, who gonna get the crowd to go crazy, right? And today, and it kind of, those battles and those beefs kind of transitioned into album sales. So to see cats who are established say, hey, let's go catalog for catalog on hits. You know what I'm saying? And we'll let the people decide who won. So it was, so it was a beautiful transition to see that. And yeah, man, this whole thing was just dope, man.
It gave me goosebumps. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, go some corny, but that shit is like damn, like when they say whoever thought hip hop could take it this far, like I feel like that's the shit they talk about. Because here's the thing too, like when would you see a battle? I think with the RZA battle, and I think T-Pain probably had the most, but when you see like 200,000 plus people tuned in, you can't even get a stadium to fit that many people. But you got an audience that big of people watching. Like that
I want to see 50 and Ja Rule.
I can't wait.
I want to.
Who you think I win? Who you like?
I'm going with Ja Rule.
I like Ja Rule too.
I'm going with Ja Rule. And Tontus may disagree. I don't know, because I don't
think he like 50 like that. See, he stopped at the like 2002 with his hip hop. He like all the 90s shit.
Here's the thing: it's deeper than rap between them two. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I want to see.
And that's why. And my thing is, I think 50 been trolling him and fucking with him for so long that if you really go to the catalog and you really realize what the beef was about, you'll realize it was totally street shit and album sales. It had nothing to do with like them two themselves really had no beef. I don't think. I felt like it was the shit that the niggas that he was rolling with, that Ja Rule was with at the time. You feel me? And both of them from Queens. So you get what I'm saying? So you both out of Queens, he on top. All right, in order for you to make it out of the city, you got to take the top nigga out. You know what I'm saying? And
they both from Queens? I didn't know that. I didn't know Ja Rule was from Queens.
Yeah, Ja Rule from Queens, and I think 50 from Queens. So
that shit gonna be live.
And so it's a lot. I would want to see that, and the reason I want to see it, is because I want Ja Rule, because I always felt like the beef was some bullshit. Like, how you gonna tell him, oh, the main thing was, oh, Ja Rule sing on all his songs. How you can be respected as a rapper? I'm like, my nigga, you went to singing on 21 Questions, damn near.
And then all of that shit, Candy Shop, all type of shit he's singing on.
Yeah, like so I want to see, like, and what I'm not too sure of is how many records that we don't know 50 has produced behind the scenes.
That's the thing.
And that's
but Murder Inc. He got records 2000 to 2005. The nigga had hits.
Yeah, and
he got a good 5 years.
And he still was producing after he fell off.
See, I didn't know he was a producer.
Was doing records. That man is a songwriter producer at the core.
Ja Rule?
Yes.
Now why the fuck he even touched the Fire Fest?
Ashanti, prime example. Ashanti
touched Fire Fest.
You think Ashanti was right? I think he wrote a lot of shit for Ashanti. You know, a lot of people. He wrote a lot of shit. Like,
she's nothing without him.
You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wrote a lot of records.
Wait, now we can take it to the crib. I ain't gonna lie, but think about like some battles I wouldn't mind seeing from Miami. And I thought about this. I said Ross versus Trick. I want to see a Trina versus Jackie O. And I want to see a Ball Greasy versus Iceberg.
I'm gonna tell you now. Bird gonna kill Greasy. And I fuck with Greasy. But Greasy,
I don't know. I think I got Greasy on that.
You know why? Because Greasy got them records for the ladies, man. You feel me? He can't, but he ain't. But
I don't know. I like his what's that song? It's a real hard song too. Damn, it's like a street song, and I like that song.
I mean, I know he got a couple. Now, don't get me wrong. Bar Greasy started on that gangster shit. Now, you feel me? But I just don't think Ball Greasy catalog bigger than Iceberg, especially when Bird go to pulling out the records he done wrote too. You feel me? No, a lot of people don't know.
Wait. Greasy wrote for City Girls. A lot of people don't know that.
Bird wrote for City Girls too.
Oh, well, that's like when Premier and RZA was like, "Oh, you got a Nas track, bitch? I got a Nas track."
so if you tune in, if you go back to the Bird interview. Berg, literally, we was in the middle of the interview. I gotta put the video up. We was in the middle of the interview, and all I'm gonna say is, Young Miami call. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
In the middle of the interview. So he was like, money calls. You know what I'm saying? He showed me. And I was like, and he said, City Girls just call. You know what I'm saying? So you know what that's about. And that's why I wasn't trying to hold him, because I was like, man, hey, get to that money, dog. You know, that QC, that's a check. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, he you know, a lot of these cats, man, behind the scenes, man, doing a lot of big things. And I think it'll be good for the city, man. I want to see some
Miami versus. I want to see some South Florida versus.
I want to see
Denzel Corey versus, I don't know, Kodak. I don't know you got to tell me who the new people is.
I mean, like, it's a lot to go around. My girl, shout out to my girl, Empress Raw, Wilhelmina Jones. She do Wilhelmina's World, and she doing on Friday. Well, tomorrow, Friday. She doing every Friday from now on. She gonna be doing basically this thing with Rap Come Up. It's a blog, a music blog based out of Florida that covers all the Florida artists, not just SoFlo. And they're gonna be basically, you know, highlighting different artists and talking about, you know, that type of thing. So I think it's coming, man. It's coming. I you know, to see the DJs spot it off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out to DJ Tight, DJ Bo Weezy, DJ Wade Trey.
He was on there before we got on today.
Oh yeah, B Lee was, you know, kind of helping them orchestrate that with the B Lee parties. Like, they were definitely taking it up for Miami. Because for me, before I seen D Nice do shit, it was Miami DJs I seen. Going up from that first week.
That D Nice shit was hype beast. Let's just be real. That shit was, and I don't mean it no disrespect.
It was organic. It was organic.
It was organic, but what I'm saying
when you say hype beast, what you mean?
I mean, like, for instance, there's a certain demographic. Once you've been in that realm of people, you feel me? Like, if you already doing, like, for instance, if you one of the people I'm trying to put this in proper context, but everybody doesn't get invited to the fucking Rock Nation brunch. You feel me? So if you DJ'd at a Rock Nation brunch, then you got that nucleus of people know you. You know what I'm saying? Or they're familiar with you because you're always on that scene. And I think because of his hard work, that's why Michelle Obama was tuned in. Roland Martin and all them was tuned in because they already knew this cat. You feel me?
But wasn't he like, I don't want to get the hip hop person, a rapper that he was DJ, but was it KRS-One or he was somebody from back in like one of those pioneers DJs, like how Jazzy Jeff is with Will's, Fresh Prince or whatever. Like he was one of those type of DJs.
Yeah.
Because I've heard his name before, but I didn't know who. Like Eric B. and Rakim, like he was one of those type of people.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know the history, and that's my fault. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying that he ain't put his work in. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, because of that, it's like you get Ripper on the beat, and I'm trying to think like some two producers and from down here, Ripper on the beat and DJ on the beat, right? Ripper on the beat and DJ on the beat ain't gonna do the same amount of numbers as DJ Premier and fucking RZA. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I felt like, with Tight and Bo Weezy and all them. You know what I'm saying?
Now let's not shit on their numbers now because they definitely were Florida wide. I saw their numbers. Impressions were in the 100,000. So
no, I'm not shitting on them, but come on.
Yeah.
D-Nice was up there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not shitting on them. I'm just saying that, you feel me? For you to do it one time, like D-Nice, I don't know if he kept doing it. He was doing it all day. He just kept going all day long. And most people,
I think that was the other thing too. Like he was 9 hours in or some shit at one point. Like, bless you. I hope that ain't that Rona.
Nah, ain't no Rona. I don't know if it's allergies, man. It's some dust.
That Rona. Don't you people sneeze? People sneeze. Now I gotta be like, that ain't Rona.
Man, that shit crazy.
That ain't that Rona.
That ain't that Rona.
I'm good over here.
Yeah, man. I think you know me. I'm full production mode, so I got the light on. And it's getting a little stuffy in here. And, I think that's part of it. But nah, I ain't got no Rona, man. Like I said, I've been really staying in. I ain't going nowhere except to the corner store for Zoe Lady Leaf. Shout out my boy, Zoe Lady Leaf. That's the only reason I've been going outside. I mean, going places. To there, my girl crib, the Black House, and that's it. I ain't been really going nowhere else.
Yeah, I feel you.
Well,
man, this is a good episode. I like it. Wait, time out. I'm little on my screen. Am I little on your screen?
No.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that wouldn't be an issue for you once you put it in a template.
Nah, I've been monitoring the whole time. I've been looking at that shit the whole entire time.
So what, are we side by side on your? Yeah. Oh, okay. It's just different for me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we side by side, and then So let's wrap it.
Okay. Man, this was a great show. Good topics as always, Munch. I love it. Thank you again for getting me out this little funk I was in. Let the people know how they can find you, how they can follow you on social.
Machiavelli Munch, all like mines. What about you, Janae?
Oh, I thought you was gonna say something.
I thought about it. I was gonna say some other shit, but yeah.
Oh, for me, it's always about Hilo News. That's HYLONEWS. That's on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and LinkedIn. And if you want to follow me personally, that's Janete, and that's on Facebook and Instagram. Oh, and HiloNewsMiami.com is the web address for the blog. So check us out. And
to listen to this episode, go to trappinaintdead.com.
Yes.
And if you just want to take the short route, go to Apple, go to Spotify, go to iHeart, go to SoundCloud, go to Pitcher, go to Stitcher, wherever the fuck you can find a goddamn podcast.
Anywhere.
It's available, goddamn it.
Yay! Thank you guys for listening. We hope that you guys are safe out there, that your mental health, your physical health, your finances, your work, your family is good. We all in this together. We all hurting and losing shit and trying to keep ourselves together at this time. We in this together. I just, keep the hope that we gonna make it through on the other side. And I pray for anybody that lost loved ones during this time, and pray that that you get the strength and peace that you need to make it through that darkness right now, that difficult time. And we just know that things will get better. But thank y'all for listening to us, because I really appreciate that. We appreciate y'all.
Can I have your attention for a minute?
And we out, kid.
Right,
good night.
It's sad to be how Uncle Will felt when them bricks came in. At the low end dock, watching the 18-wheeler back in. Unload them and get them loaded. Flood the streets, my shit was potent. And I still can move 100 on short notice. Notice that plug talk. Only cuz understand when the plug talk. Front door service, we can't let that plug walk. Like fresh ones out the box, my shit ain't stepped on. If you ain't getting it like that, then boy, your plug off. And my brick's soft, and I'm my own boss. I went straight to the source, I had to cut costs. The middleman was trying to tax something. Made a call to Duval and told LaPoo, let's get this trap jumping. And all he said was say less, cuz just send me something. Now I'm 95 north, bumping like it's sipping cold water. Every time I record, got a panoramic view like them Porsches. Yeah.